All right, here is a 3D printing tip. So oftentimes when you are designing functional parts in CAD, you are having to deal with trying to take the part that you're designing and making sure that it fits onto or into or holes line up to an existing part. So you've got your dimensions, however you got them, ruler, tape measure, calipers, you did the picture thing where you scale it, model off that, and now you're ready to print your part. But it would be nice to know, for example, these plates, these take about an hour to print because of the color changes, and I used a finer setting. And it would be nice to know that they actually line up and they fit the way I would like them to before I dedicate an hour to print each of these plates. So there's a couple different ways you could do that. The first is, and I think probably the most common, is just print a layer or two. In this case, because it's just a flat thing, I could just print a layer or two, just enough to give me something to grab onto and to line it up and make sure things are good. And I would only print it in one color, and I would probably use, these are ASA, I'd probably use like PLA rather than the ASA, just because it would be a little bit cheaper material-wise and stuff like that. So that's one way that you could do it, and that's depending on what you're printing and how you're trying to get the fit and stuff like that, that might be the most applicable way. But there is another way, and it's actually even faster, because even just printing a layer or two still takes some time. Just actually print it like with a printer. So assuming the part and the way that you're trying to fit it is applicable, at least in Fusion, you can take a body in Fusion, right? In Fusion, these, a 3D printed object is called a body, and you can make that a two-dimensional drawing, and you can scale that 1:1, and then you can print it at that 1:1 scale, and then you can use that to make sure your part fits. So this is for this bigger plate here. So you can use that, and that lines up real nicely. And if I need to, I can cut that out, and then I can use that to make sure I can line these up over the holes, and I can make sure that that fits the way that I wanted it to. And this took 2 seconds to print. So yeah, so a couple different ways that you can make sure that parts line up. Hopefully that helps.